Four things that I learned from moving just 150 miles away from my hometown. So I went to stay in Asheville, North Carolina last month, and it was amazing. I had been there a few times before, and I just needed a change of pace. My hometown has changed a lot since I grew up there, but I was really miserable growing up there. So there's a lot of like just tangible trauma like everywhere I go. And there's a lot of things about it, just like when I was younger, that really don't fit me, right? So I went up to Asheville, and these are the four things that I learned, or really more just had like reconfirmed. So number one is that being around creative people and watching live performance and performing music myself and performing stand-up comedy, it really is like a crucial part of my self-care. Like, I feel so much better when I'm around creative people. Now, I've played guitar. I've sang since I was like 2.5. I've played guitar since I was 17, so 30 freaking years now. But after my early 20s, like, I really stopped playing, really after college. And while I was in Asheville for just 30 days, I learned 5 new songs. That's 5 more songs than I've learned in the last 10 years. And it just feels so good to stretch myself as a musician. And it was so fun, like, listening to, people's spoken word. Like, I really don't like poetry. Which, I love song lyrics, but not poetry, and I know that that doesn't quite make sense. But I started to like enjoy some of the spoken word, and it was just good, like being around creative people. And the second thing that I learned, or rather had reconfirmed, was that mountains make me hella happy. So it was, I grew up in North Georgia, and there's like one spot on one of my regular routes that I would drive that I could actually see the Blue Ridge Mountains. And there, it was really pretty, but as soon as you go down this hill, you can't see them anymore, right? And so I would have to drive like an hour away from home just to see mountains. Well, in Asheville, everywhere you go, you see mountains, and it's the Smoky Mountains, and they are just so majestic. Like, the colors are just amazing. I'll add some pictures. And gosh, it was just great. Like, just running normal errands, like doing anything, I would see mountains, and it made me really happy. So third thing was that I really need tasty, fresh food. Okay, so this was one of the big reasons why I left my hometown for the second time. So I left I left to go to college when I was 18, and then I went back when I was 42 because my father was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis, and he needed somebody to live with him and take care of him. And then shortly after he was diagnosed with that, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. So I had like 2 years of breast cancer treatment and surgeries and everything, and I just kind of got stuck there. The pandemic happened, but I never meant to live in that town again. And then when my father passed, I was in such an emotional upheaval that I didn't feel qualified to make adult decisions. And so I just got an apartment, and I stayed in the town. And someone graciously offered to rent me a home, like an entire home, for like $1,000 a month. And it was gonna have a bathtub, which that's a huge thing for me, that I already know, and that was reconfirmed in Nashville too, because I had a huge bathtub in my Airbnb, and it was just glorious. But this place that I could have moved to, out of the apartment that I was living in, it was good, but it didn't have a bathtub, it didn't have a dishwasher, so this other place would have been a lot more comfortable and less expensive. But I was like, Heather, you'll still be here. You'll still be in Cumming, Georgia, and you're not happy here. And one of the things is that there's not a lot of like healthy options that taste good, right? So even in Atlanta, like, there's much more healthy options, but there's no place that's like really like tasty. And in Asheville, there's a lot of good restaurants that really do like the farm to table things, so it's super fresh, and they know how to make healthy food taste good. And it was close, right? One of the great things about Asheville is it's so small that like you can go from one side of town to the other in like 20 minutes, probably 30 in traffic, which is you know, even the small town that I'm from, even being an hour from Atlanta, the traffic was insane. So just having like healthy food options that I didn't have to cook myself was really, really nice. Okay, so the fourth thing is that sleeping on a cloud is really good for me. So a couple years ago, my mattress, it was a mattress that my dad had at his place, was really just hurting my body. And so I went out and I bought another mattress. And I actually went to the store and I tried it out, and it was soft, but it was firm. You know, I've always been told like you're supposed to have like a firmer mattress, like soft mattresses are bad for you, right? So the mattress, it was a good mattress, but I would wake up, the new mattress I bought, I would wake up and like my lower back would hurt, you know, a lot of days. And I just thought, oh, well, you know, I'm just getting old, you know? And I get to the Airbnb and the bed like was super hella soft. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a problem. This is gonna hurt my back. And just the opposite, like I would wake up and I wasn't hurting. Like my body didn't hurt at all. It was really nice. And then like I've always slept with multiple pillows, I think since I was a teenager. And then when I was, as I've gotten older, I slept with more and more pillows. And I've always kind of like rolled my eyes at myself and I'm like, oh, I'm just, you know, so high maintenance, I'm such a princess, you know. But while I was in Nashville, I was getting deep tissue massages because I'm having a lot of joint pain. And one of the things that came out is that I'm hypermobile. So I know that I'm hypermobile. If you're squeamish, turn away for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to show you guys what I mean. But my wrist, like, yeah, you can see it. Like my wrist will pop out of joint. You can look now again. And that's been like that since I was a kid. And like, you know, my arm will, you know, go back. So it turns out this is an actual medical condition. I just thought it was like, you know, I was like a freak show. With my double jointedness, but it's actually a medical condition, and that's why I need a super soft bed and I need all these pillows. It's not because I'm being high maintenance, it's literally what my body needs. So, you know, it was a way that I was really making myself wrong, and this is, you know, this is a trauma thing. This is, you know, growing up in a household where I was made to feel like any of my needs or, and God forbid I had a desire, was me just being high maintenance and asking too much. And so I just learned to not ask for anything unless I really needed it. And then I was still shamed for that. So we're working all this out in therapy. But this is one of the amazing things about travel, you know, is just getting out of our normal routine, getting out of normal environments, because then we see ourselves in a new light. And it's I love this about travel. So I'm actually in Playa del Carmen, Mexico now. I just got in last night, so I really didn't see anything. A random person on Facebook told me about a driver from the airport, and he picked me up, and he's super cool. He's an American guy from all over, but kind of Florida, and who's been down here for like a year. And so he took me to this local food truck place, and I got some really good soul food. I got freaking chicken tenders and mashed potatoes. I got Southern food in Mexico. It was really good. And then I just came back to my place and unpacked everything and just made myself at home. And now I have got to go get some food because I have no food here other than like, I got some like nuts to munch on. But yeah, I'm so excited to start this adventure, but I wanted to make sure to talk about stuff in Asheville. And there were actually a lot of other cool things that came out in Asheville that I'll talk about too. So thanks for watching and following along with my journey.